for you.
Let's switch chairs.
Oh, let's switch chairs and none of this shit. Let's do it.
All right, guys. So, welcome to Hops and Hairsprings. We are coming to you live for the first episode. I am your host, Kenny. With me, I have Justin. On the other side in Miami, we've got Gabby, Kiko, Dre. And we're going to be talking about beer, watches, and a lot of bullshit.
A lot of bullshit.
A lot of bullshit. So, we are starting with beer. I am a certified Cicerone. For those of you that do not know what a certified Cicerone is, it means I am smart and really dumb. I'm really good at taking tests, and I'm dumb enough to pay somebody to take a test about beer. So, the beer that we're talking about today is going to be High Life. We're talking about High Life from Cigar City. This is an American IPA. So let's go ahead and open up, boys.
Let's open up, guys. Yo, cheers. Cheers for the
Cheers,
boys.
everybody.
Cheers.
Beers to the boys. Yo, cheers to Orlando, yo.
Cheers, cheers. We've got a Speiselau. I have no idea how to say that. I'm probably saying it wrong. But this is an IPA glass, and it is designed specifically to enhance the flavors, aromas, and all of the goodness that comes in an IPA. Yeah, bro, I am bougie. It's okay.
Sorry. Some
though.
us were just drinking out of the can. Some people say that, that's savagery. I believe it's not. I believe it's just a lot. It's very
okay, bro.
convenient. Just boom, pop it open, bam.
You're good.
But
You're
I gotta
good.
add, bro, that was a very nice pour.
It was.
No, honestly,
Just witness, not
Thank you,
camera.
man.
That was
Thank
a
you.
good-
coming from a former bartender, I'm honestly have to give you like an A+ on that pour, bro. I'm really impressed.
Bro, there's some good head
You
on
always
this.
have head, bro. You
You
have
know?
too much head, not little, but you have to have some head.
Yeah.
Some head is
Yeah,
always
you
good.
have to. It's important.
All right.
So this is, like I said,
yeah.
this is an American IPA. This is different than a British IPA. And obviously the British IPA is the original. But we're talking about American IPAs today. The first American IPA, do y'all know when it came around?
A long time ago.
Any ideas?
A long time ago.
No, like for real. Like, what do you think?
1895.
No,
Not even close.
close, bro. I think our IPAs on the new.
Oh, wait. I say 1965.
That's a lot closer. That's actually pretty good. 1975.
1975. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, 1975 is the, considered the first
American IPA.
American IPA.
Which was that? Which was that?
Produced by Anchor Brewing Company, and real apt name for an American IPA,
Yeah.
Liberty Ale.
Ooh.
Like that's
Freedom.
American AF.
That is.
Yeah,
Freedom.
that means
4th of
freedom
July.
for sure. But let's go ahead and pull up the highlight video. Let's take a look. So y'all go ahead and press play. We'll go from there.
Leaping off walls to make acrobatic.
Just let you know the highlight came from Miami. People might say it's different, but I'm from
Oh, this
Miami,
guy.
and everything comes from Miami. Yes.
Everything.
When you're from Miami,
No,
everything
yeah.
comes from Miami.
Watch the video.
Something.
All things great or all things bad?
Yo,
Both.
no, it's great.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good and the bad, bro.
Yo, they got the glass that you had.
Have you seen
Right on
that?
the
No,
video.
I know.
Legit.
That's a
It's
beautiful
almost
glass.
like it was meant to be.
I thought you were lying about that Cicerone shit.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's an impressive glass.
That I think you proved it.
Thanks, bro.
It looks like someone made it.
That was the proof.
That's the proof.
Not the test
No,
scores,
no.
not the
Certificates
certification,
don't
not the
matter.
paper. No, fuck
The
that
cup.
shit.
That's it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It's pretty good.
So-
It's pretty smooth IPA.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. This
Yeah,
is my
so-
favorite IPA I've ever had. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of IPA, but my first IPA that I started drinking was Highlight. No lie.
And honestly, a lot of that comes from what Highlight or Cigar City is trying to do with Highlight. They're looking at it with balance. So, what does balance mean in an IPA like this? It has enough sweetness to it that it's not, overpowered by the bitterness in the beer. The beer's not blasting you in the face with hops, but it gives enough balance and character to the sweetness that it's enjoyable to drink.
Hey, some people like to get blasted in the face. All right.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true, but not with
All
beer.
right.
Not with beer.
Oh, look at. Why does Justin have a
So the
different
stats
cup?
on this.
Yeah, what?
No, Justin hasn't. So this is a Rastau Tech.
Oh, thank you for explaining
It's
that.
also, yeah,
please school us
it's
on
a
this.
it's a craft beer glass. It's really universal. Provides a lot of different aspects of it. So the basin down here lets the beer breathe a little bit. There's also some etching down here to allow some carbonation. But the top is narrowed to focus in those aromas.
Okay, so I need to ask you a serious question. What is the
yeah.
manliest way to hold that type of cup? Like, cause honestly, I
No,
feel like that's a
the
little hard
worst
way. Like,
way.
you kind of like pick you up.
Like this.
Like,
no,
pick
like
you
this.
up?
This
Yeah,
is it.
Nah,
that's-
man.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I
that-
know that for
take you to the
Justin
moon.
for sure. But let's see for some people that care about
You're
that.
trying to say I wasn't manly holding my beer
Bro,
glass?
the way you drank it, honestly, I was surprised. I thought it was wine in there. I was like, is this wine or a
Yeah,
beer
it
show? I
should be.
can't even tell.
It's fine.
This guy's drinking red wine on a Sunday.
It
What?
tastes
I'm
delicious
just
either
kidding.
way.
Correct.
But I,
So this the highlight in terms of stats, it comes in pretty high on the American IPA like scale. So the ABV on this beer is 7.5%. All right, it has the IBUs. Do you guys know what IBUs are?
no, can you inform us of that?
Something, hold on. International, something bitterness units. Because you told me that.
Bro, you nailed it.
Wow!
That was it.
You know what, bro? I'm congrats. Honestly, the podcast just says on that. That's it. We came out winning. We'll go continue.
Perfect.
Yes.
So international bitterness units for highlight it's 65, and the higher up you go, the more bitter the beer is. All right.
Right.
In terms of an American IPA, again, if we're talking about the classical categorization of this beer, it shouldn't be more than 70. So this is kind of the upper end of the range. And same with the ABV. The ABV cannot be more than 7.5% for what is considered an American IPA.
What is
this
the
is
lowest
just a
amount
big
that
boy.
I could?
Honestly, that's what I thought. After like 2 or 3 of these bad boys, I'm feeling nice.
IBUs for an American IPA should not be less than 40.
Not less than 40? Okay.
Yeah, so it's 40 to 60 is the range.
Okay.
And I mean, especially kind of as palates have progressed through beer, there's beers that are pumping out, hundreds of IBUs and like, that shit
Yeah,
is just stupid.
that's not my cup of tea. Yeah. I'm good on
Yeah,
that.
it's not most people's cup of
Yeah.
tea. But in terms of color, so right here, this color, what Cigar City promotes or puts out is that this is an SRM 17. So that's a standard reference method, is how they determine these colors. And what that contributes to the beer is a lot of like some of the caramel notes so that you're getting that provides a deeper depth of flavor in the malty side of things. So that's why it looks like this. This is why it has that color. So most IPAs, and especially American IPAs, actually don't have this color. This is darker than what an American IPA should be. It should not be more than 15. But, there's some wiggle room.
Hey,
Make
it's
it
always
work.
enough for some wiggle room, man.
Yeah, man.
Makes it darker.
The multi roast.
What, you're not listening?
So,
Come on,
This
man.
guy. So this American IPAs differ from English IPAs for a few different things. English IPAs are going to be a lot more malty. They're going to have more of that sweetness that we're getting from this beer, and it's going to be a little bit more bready. There's also a little bit more yeast character. So like you don't taste a lot of yeast in this beer, which for me is a good thing. I hate yeast flavor. I'm not about it. And it really has to have New World hop flavors. So when you smell this beer and when you taste it, you should get some of that like pininess, some orange character, what Cigar City says is tangerine. And this is especially for New World IPAs. That's where you get the dank, that kind of weed character comes across in hops because they're actually in a similar family in terms of their oils and resins. So you get terpenes in hops that are also present in marijuana. But going back to highlight, we've got 6 different hops in this beer, and it is dry hopped with Simcoe. Y'all know what Simcoe is, or dry hopping is?
I know what bar hopping is. Hell,
And dry humping?
I was gonna. That was my next. I
Nice more middle school
that's what everyone
stuff.
says.
Like, bro, when's the last time you dry
was
humped?
like, you're taking me back to high school.
We've all been there, bro. And sometimes a zipper action,
Everyone
bro, that
has.
hurts. So, that's a long story. Maybe when we were in middle school, but still.
Story for another day.
Yeah, but continue.
So dry hopping, basically, what brewers do is they put hops in after fermentation. So you can also, most people put in hops during the cooking process. So during boiling, there's different time schedules that people use to put in hops into beer. And dry hopping is, again, after everything is already done. So what that does is it brings a lot more hop flavor without impacting bitterness. So you're going to get a lot more of those aromas, a lot more of that flavor, a lot more of the good stuff that hops bring to the table without having that when you drink it.
So dry hopping is always good.
Dry hopping's if you're looking for a hoppy beer, yeah, for sure. So for those of you that don't know, I do subscribe to a beer-related media publication. It's called Craft Beer and Brewing. It's an industry type promotion and media company. They did blind panel testing of 600 IPAs, like some stupid, absurd number. Like I don't know how they're finding that many
Like,
people.
how
to
can you
check
remember that many
IPAs.
different IPAs? Like,
So it was blind tested, and this is what's cool about it. And what they did is they got BJCP beer judges, and these are beer judges certification program judges. It's a different type of beer certification, similar to Cicerone, just a little bit different. And they scored this beer. Any guesses?
What's the
What's
scale?
Out of
the
100.
score out of 100?
Out of
95.
100.
I was gonna say like 90,
Wow, that's really close too.
97.
Yo, Kiko's on
Dude,
point today. for
you
the
know how I
numbers.
look, bro.
Got it.
Bro,
One thing I've always
Dre,
been known.
You got it,
Hey,
bro. It's 97.
I'm always better with numbers and words. Everyone knows that.
Facts.
Wow. You got to agree that easy, bro. That's messed up.
Hey,
Hey,
bro,
I
it's-
love you, bro.
You said it, man.
Hey,
not
they
me.
gotta have this, bro. If I don't have this,
Give yourself
Bro,
more
bro,
credit.
This guy. So yeah, they rated this a 97 out of 100,
Wow, that's
and I'm gonna read you
crazy.
their tasting notes.
Are there any higher scores than a 97?
honestly, that's like kind of my rating.
Yeah,
Did any
Yeah.
of you get a perfect score?
no, there's
Okay,
no perfect
okay.
scores, but I'm gonna give you their tasting notes. This is a lovely bright hop aroma. There's blood orange, there's mango
Hop-a-rona.
with work like sweet caramel, unsweetened orange, juicy, zesty, pithy flavor with a balancing caramel
love how he
note that
says it.
smacks into a medium-high wave of bitterness. It sticks a bit, but you go back for that orange punch and malty
Am I
buzz.
watching like an infomercial right now?
I'm gonna
Like,
need
yeah.
to
Yes.
that. I'm gonna.
Like, I feel like you're in the wrong profession right now, bro.
Yeah,
You
bro,
read
I
that
got you.
great. I love that script.
Thanks,
If
man.
you ever have trouble, if you ever have trouble
Good.
sleeping, just clip that and play it over and over.
I got you.
It'll knock you out.
I got you.
Wow.
Jerome.
What, you saying he's boring or something?
So,
No, that voice
in
is
terms of the
perfectly smooth.
that
scoring,
was messed up.
thank you,
Guy.
bro. It's smooth and malty like the beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Happy.
So for the scoring that they used, 95 to 100 is an extraordinary world-class beer of superlative character and flawless execution.
Flawless victory.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That makes sense.
bro. No, you're
It's
good.
pretty impressive that this is coming out of Florida. Then
Yeah. No,
I
so
mean,
this is a
yeah,
big deal.
100%.
Cigar City is probably, debatable always, but it's probably the number one brewery in the state.
wow,
I don't know that there's much debate about that. It is probably the highest regarded and most likely distributed beer coming out of Florida.
that's impressive.
Damn,
So-
I didn't know that.
Nice choice for the first beer. Then
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, man. I tried.
Hey, you understand? It's the first episode ever. So when we like do the 100th episode and when we look back and we're like, bro, you remember how bad we were? You remember how
Yeah.
Kiko couldn't shut up and stuff like that?
Pretty
I'm
much.
honestly gonna be saying that every episode.
I was gonna say I don't know.
All
if that's
right?
gonna-
But as long as you understand that,
It's not gonna
gonna
change.
change.
It's not changing.
Because I'm blessed with the
changing.
Ness. And that's one thing.
Ah,
That's the
this
first
guy.
time I had to say it. And it's gonna be said more numerous of times on this episode and episodes to come. Blessed with the Ness. I'm out.
He's still in.
So, yeah, no, he's all the way in. There's no going out. But so in terms of readers' perception, Craft Beer and Brewing also does, analysis of readers' preferences, and they do surveys and scoring and all that stuff. In 2020, obviously the world changed. They had a little bit more, I guess, time to put out surveys and stuff. So they put it out to all of the readers, and Cigar City Highlight came in number 8 of all beers.
Oh wow.
Any beer style in the country, this is rated number 8,
What?
which is, I mean, again, that's an incredible recognition for a beer company, at least in my opinion.
sounds.
No, I was gonna ask you that question. Like, where does it kind of rank just among beers in general? So that's
Yeah, so
nuts.
number 8.
Bro,
Damn.
there's a lot of beers out there, guys. A lot.
In
Yeah.
the top 10, does this stand alone as an IPA? As an IPA, or are there multiple IPAs in the top?
Oh, that's a good question as well.
There's multiple IPAs at the top,
Really?
and especially in the United States, IPAs are the most popular beer. Period, hands down. In terms of craft beer,
Yeah, of course.
craft
Yeah,
beer
craft beer, yes.
IPAs are the number one. Still, number one in terms of consumption is going to be your Bud
Yeah,
Lights,
big-
that type of stuff.
Yeah,
there.
which honestly, if you ask me, that's drinking water. Just go over there, save money, and drink some water. That's if you ask me.
Nah, man, save money, drink beer. Save money or save water.
No,
drink
and
beer. There you
maybe
go.
and get healthier. Drink more water. Because if you're gonna drink beer, drink a good beer. Don't drink that Bud Light, Crab Miller Light.
That's
Just
true.
drink all the beers. All
Oh
the
yeah, we know
beers.
that, big boy.
But if somebody gives
love you,
you,
man.
if somebody gives
Yeah,
you a free
buddy.
Bud Light,
No,
I
listen,
might drink
free
it.
beer
yeah.
is the best tasting beer.
Look,
Hands down.
Free beer is the
it
best. beer.
is, but like if you get to choose, no one chooses it.
Nah, man, there's no if. There's no if. Free beer is the best beer. If someone buys me a beer, that's the best beer that I had that day.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay.
That's it.
I see that. Free
Goes
beer is
down
the best beer.
smoothest.
We got a lot of free beers
y'all
at your
know-
house yesterday, man. That's good.
Do y'all know where IPA came from?
Yeah.
Like,
India.
India Pale.
I mean, yeah, that's a good start. So this is going way back in history. We're going back to like the 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s. And this is when Britain was, you know, in control of India, however you want to call it. They were running things over there. And all of the Brits over there, they wanted beer. And India didn't really have what the Brits were used to in terms of beer. And basically what they were trying to do was they were trying to ship their beer from the UK over to India. But that shit is far.
Yeah.
And especially back in the day, it took a really long time to get there. They were moving this shit on vessels, on shipping vessels. They had to go around Africa. It was crazy. So all of the beer pretty much spoiled every time they sent shipments. And it was just going bad. So they were just having to pour out beers. And what they ended up finding out, you know, through trial and error, really, is that hops act as a preservative. So a couple different brewers and breweries were like, well, shit, we just need to make this more bitter.
Let's hop this shit up.
Like, throw in all these hops. It's medicinal. Like, it's going to protect the beer. Lock it up and let's send it over to
Lock it
India.
up.
So they started, you know, hopping and sending more and more bitter beers to India in order to basically just survive. It wasn't because they liked the taste. It was just like, all right, well, this is what we gotta do in order to get it over there. And then this one particular region, it's called Burton-on-Trent, and they had a brewery over there. In the water that was available at Burton-on-Trent is very high in sulfates. Okay, so sulfur-containing compounds. And when you brew beer that is high in bitterness, those sulfates can make the beer taste better. Like it provides some chemical balance to decrease some of the bitterness that is perceived when you drink it. So accidentally, this brewery that's Burton-on-Trent had the perfect water profile in order to create these hoppy beers that then could survive the traveling to India. So it became, known as the Indian Pale Ale or India Pale Ale, because that was the beer that was making it over to India. And even now to this day, chemicals are added to beer or the water to make beer. And the specific ones that brewers add to beer right now, they still refer to it as Burtonization for Burton-on-Trent.
Fun fact.
So-
Fun fact.
Yeah, I mean, fun facts. I'm
Fun
full of
fact.
fun facts. That's
Hey,
it.
that's it.
That's what this channel is.
100%.